do 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 do. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 2, episode 3 of Raising Kanan. What do they call it? Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. You know all the Power series have these long names. Raising Kanan. That's what we call it. Episode 3, and tonight's episode is titled Sleeping Dogs. But before I get into that, let me give a shout out to all my lovely subscribers. All of you, I believe it's like 900 of you or more than 900. Thank you for keeping this channel going and growing. A brother does appreciate it. I see the comments. I see y'all liking. I see y'all sharing. Keep on. Let's keep this channel going and growing. Yeah, let's keep it going and growing, you know. That's what I like. I do appreciate that. So keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming, keep the subscriptions coming. And we may even hit 1,000 soon, but that's cool. But just wanted to give y'all a shout out with all that because I do appreciate that. So let's get on right on down to this review because I done enough wasting time here begging, talking about liking and commenting. We done with the begging because all you got to do is do like that. Just hit the, that's it. Just to like, subscribe, just do like that. Okay, one more time, like that. Okay, no more begging. All right, let's get right down to this review of this episode. Well, we know it kicked off. We seen Juliana. Lord have mercy, Juliana got kidnapped. I knew something was going to happen because when I saw that, you know, they set it up. Whenever it was just the way the scene was set up. Seeing the little boys, she chased them out of the store. She told them to get away from there. Was looking at the little nasty magazines. She chased them out the store. And then she was grinning and watching TV and not paying attention. And I knew, I said, something's going to happen. And who was it? It was Unique. Pulled the gun out on her. Bam, that was the mystery. And see, that's going to cause a lot of problems because, you know, he done kidnapped her and that's making an issue. But before we get into that, you know, I like to go character by character. Let's start off with my girl, Jukebox, who, I mean, the casting, did they get that casting right or what? Because, you know, we know in the original Power, Anika Rose, that's her name, right? Anika Rose, y'all know who I'm talking about, played the character. And this girl, and she could sing, and this girl is perfect for the young one, playing the young version. So anyway, I like Jukebox's character, and it's so complex in what she deals with. In this season, she's dealing with trying to reconnect with her mother, and we saw in the previous episode, you know, she found out where her mother lived. Her mother lived up in Harlem, uptown. And basically tonight we see her in the studio. She's in the studio with her Uncle Lou and Crown, and she's singing this beautiful song, great lyrics, great voice, powerful. And then here comes Crown with his foolishness. Well, not really foolishness because he is technically he's right. But I'm like, you would think he would have more sense than to be kind of insulting her in front of her uncle. That's her uncle. But you know, Crown wants Lou out of there. He wants Lou out of that music label thing. He wants him out, but he's gonna get himself killed. That's what I think. He gonna get himself killed or seriously hurt. Because Crown, you already was sleeping with his girlfriend. Then you helped her leave town. And now you talking about his niece. I mean, he is kind of right, though. You know, you got to have, which is kind of messed up. It should be about the music. But we know how the music industry is. It's about the look. And at the moment, you know, her little tomboy look ain't going to cut it. You know, that's what he's pretty much telling her. And I was really like, that was messed up how he said it and to such a young girl. But he did have a point. But my thing is, this is Lou's niece. You need to ease up on that. That's all I'm saying. Not that he was, it's the way he delivered the message. He could have delivered it a little nicer. Then Lou went on and he said something and it kind of hurt Jukebox's feelings. It did hurt her feelings. Also, since we're going to stay on Jukebox for now, we see her still going to trying to find out who her mother is and reconnect with her mother. And she follows the mother into the church and she sees that her mother is singing up a storm. I forgot the song she was singing, but singing up a storm, and it was great. And the mother looks at her and she looks at the mother and she storms out and the mother tries to go after her. And that's singer LaToya Luckett, by the way. And she storms after her, tries to find her. And that's where they left that storyline. But I'm loving this. I'm loving Jukebox's story. I'm curious as to, you know, what else they're going to do with her character because, you know, she's dealing with, you know, her sexuality. She's dealing with the loss of the girlfriend last season. Now just finding the mother. And I'm wondering what her mother's reasonings for not you know, being in her life are. Especially now you in here singing for the Lord and all this. Because I'd be like, hold on. This lady, you ain't no crackhead. You up in here, the choir director, and you abandoned me. But see, maybe she didn't abandon her. Maybe she didn't, right? You see, that's the whole thing right there. So, interesting. Now, we also see in this episode that Scrappy, they killed Scrappy at the second episode, which was crazy. And now they're making it like Scrappy committed suicide. And this just isn't cool. This is bothering Kanan. So whilst Kanan is having his conversation with Famous, who we know Famous got kicked out of his house by his mother for bringing the hoes up into the house. She told him, stop bringing them hoes up over in here. He's kicked out. He's trying to find a place to stay. And he's the one who tells Kanan about Scrappy being killed. Scrappy committing suicide. And Kanan just doesn't believe it. And you know why he shouldn't believe it? Because it just doesn't match up. And it doesn't. And it really doesn't. And you can see that's really bothering him. But he has to help his friend like Famous said, listen, I don't mean to sound cold. You talking about Scrappy. Can you help the living, bro? I'm alive. So can you help me? So Kanan comes up with a plan like they did in the episode before. We're going to sell your mixtapes. The mixtapes that went double wood, we're going to try to sell those. But see, this is what we're going to do. And so I was like, what's the new plan? So Kanan goes to the stash house. And this is going to cause a problem too. And he pretends that he's going looking for Uncle Marvin, but he's not. He goes there and steals some of the supplies, some of the drugs. So now we're going to sell crack tapes, basically. Not mixtapes. We're going to sell crack tapes. That's what he's going to do. And that works. And now those tapes are selling like hotcakes because, the crackheads love them some crack, especially in that era. Like, you don't want this new mixtape? Yeah, famous, here we go. So it's not funny. It's not funny. Crackheads love them some crack. So now, we got the selling the crack to them, which was a clever way. But this is going to cause some problems because I believe Kanan going to keep tipping and dipping into the stash, and they're going to think somebody else is stealing. It's going to cause a problem because these dealers be up on their stuff. They know when stuff is missing and craziness like that. So that is going to be funny. Well, not funny. That's going to be scary. That's going to be dangerous. Let's move on down to Marvin, who has anger management issues. We see him in anger management class. Those scenes actually crack me up because he really thinks that he's going to get out of these classes. But the counselor, she's making him participate. And is it me? He was doing a little flirting with her tonight. But I also think she kind of feeling him too. But the thing is, she taught him this whole thing about breathing and how to handle your situation. And he used it later on in this episode when we seen him interact with the angry tenant that's in the wheelchair who was rude because he can't get on the elevator. The elevator's always filled with these drug dealing thugs and all this. Y'all done messed up the building with all this drug dealers and drug operation up in here. And I can't roll around like I want to, get in this elevator and stuff like that. And he's rolling up on Marvin. And I'm like, oh God, Marvin's gonna hurt him because he was being real rude. But Marvin did the whole breathing technique and saw that it worked. So I thought that was funny. He was the comic relief. But there's also a sad side to Marvin too. Because we also saw tonight when they were on this search to find who has Juliana and who has the money and all that stuff, he had a conversation with his brother Lou, and while they were sitting in the car, he asked him, oh, that's Juke playing. He asked, does she even think about me? And Lou was like, no, she don't think about you. Nope. And that hurt his feelings. You could tell that hurt his feelings. I'm a father. That would hurt my feelings if my daughter ain't speaking to me. But look what he did to her last season. Look how he roughed her up like that. So I understand that. But yeah, that was good on that part. So now the main thing that's going on here, well, one of the major storylines throughout this episode though, was where is Juliana? Where's all the money? And who did it? So Rock is like, listen, we got to find this. We got to find out what's going on. And it was indeed unique. And I'm like, what is he up to? Is he trying to get himself killed? Because, his name is Mud now as he's gotten out of jail. And the cops are still on him because they do believe that he's the one who tried to kill Detective Howard. We know he wasn't, but his name is not, he ain't got that street cred no more. His business is lost. His people are gone. One of them is over there working with Rock. So he did this, and it's like, why would you do that? That was crazy. Why would you need to do that? What is he up to? What is his plan? This is just completely crazy. But when they do catch up with him, he wants to meet up with them. He does have Juliana, and his whole ordeal is basically he wants out, he wants peace, he don't want anything to happen to his family, and he's like, you'll get your money back. I'm just showing you that I can touch you. I can touch you, but listen, I lost, my name ain't what it is, but I just want peace. And I was like, this was kind of a dumb way to do that. That's what I was thinking. I was like, they're going to kill you. But they can't because they got to get the money first. But that was an intense scene when they had that thing, when they all met up with him, and Juliana was there, and he had the gun up on her. Unique had the gun up on her. That was very intense. And like Rock said, look, just give me my money. She took the gun from him. He surrendered the gun. Give me my money. You want peace. You want to be out of it. But I don't know if I trust him. I don't know if that's what's going to really go down. I think he's got something else up his sleeve. He's going to get some revenge. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. But he's saying, look, I just want peace, but I'm showing you I can still touch you. I know about all the little things you're doing and expanding your business and all that, but I can still touch you. I can still touch you. Then we get to Detective Howard, who decides he's going to tell Kanan that he is his daddy. So he tells him he's his daddy. And Kanan's just looking at him, whatever. And then we saw Kanan's not really processing this, because when he told him, he didn't tell him that he remembered everything. He didn't tell him that at first. So when Kanan is having this conversation with Jukebox is like, did he mention anything? He don't remember nothing. He might be a little crazy. And then Rock already told Kanan he's going to say some crazy stuff to you. And you see how manipulative she is when she walks in that room and Kanan asked her and said, listen, that detective told me he's my daddy. She played it off so good. That old fake laugh. I told you, that man is crazy. He real crazy. That's the same foolishness he said to me. She said, listen, she's manipulative. She said, you got to keep him at bay. You got to tell me everything that he says to you and let me handle it. I'm like, why you ain't telling this boy the truth? Why ain't you telling this boy this is his daddy? Tell him the truth. Some people don't like telling the truth. So, with that being said, he also asked her about Scrappy, and she lies to him again and tells him, no one knows why Scrappy did what he did by killing himself and all that, but listen, it is what it is. That Rock is a cold one. She's a cold one, and the actress, she's doing she needs an Emmy for this performance, because she's a cold one. She's a cold one. That character is cold. It's like really cold. How she even manipulates her own. She controls everything and manipulates her own child like that. Lies to his face. Won't tell him who his daddy is. Is the one that put him up to trying to kill his daddy. And still lying. That was just crazy. Meanwhile, with Detective Howard, though, what he doesn't realize, his partner is kind of not feeling and not believing him. She believes he's hiding something, and she's still snooping around and following and looking around and trying to dig, and even went back to her ex-lover to try to get some information, because she knows he's holding back on something, and she's going to eventually get to that. But the big kicker, though, was when Detective Howard came back to Kanan and told him again, oh, what your mother told me, I was crazy, told you I was crazy, and all this other stuff. He said, listen, I remember everything. Everything. I know you shot me, but I can't let my son, your secret's safe with me. And Kanan was like, oh, this dude, no. So see, now this is going to play in Kanan's head too, because my mother told me this man is crazy. This man ain't crazy. He remembered that I shot him. He remembers everything, and he's going to keep this a secret? Damn, he must be my father. That's what I would be thinking. Like, damn. So, really good episode. That's where it ended. Really good. So much there. I can't wait for next week. I think it's just this show. I love this show. It's so well written and well acted. I really enjoyed this episode. I want to know, I can't wait for jukebox to meet her mama, to really get to speak and find out what happened there. I want to know how Kanan is going to process this whole thing with Howard still telling him he's his father. And also, y'all, do y'all think Crown's going to get killed? I think he's going to get hurt because he's doing a lot. Because did we also see him run over to Rock and tell Rock, try to make a proposition to her about trying to get Lou out of the music business? He better be careful. I think he better be careful. But overall, I thought it was a good episode. I cannot wait till next week. Tell me your thoughts. If it's something I left out down below, let a brother know. But I thought it was a really good episode. That's all I got for now. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you when? In the next video.